Welcome back, Legends. So far, the Raw circuit season has felt more like a filler season than a major update, and I think most of us can agree this has been more of a filler season than anything else. We've seen several special events, time-limited events, and different activities throughout the patch, but nothing has really created that level of excitement the community was hoping for. There was one event that many players had their eyes on, though, and that was the 4th of July Spotlight event. But before the event even arrived, there was already one huge disappointment. Last year, the legendary Venom F5 was the main featured car of this Spotlight, and naturally, almost everyone expected it to return this year. Instead, Gameloft completely removed the Venom F5 from the event and replaced it with a brand new A-Class car, the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport 4th of July edition. So today, the event is finally live, and I'm going to break down everything. Is this Spotlight actually worth grinding? Are the rewards good enough? And how friendly is it for free-to-play players? Before we get into everything, if you enjoy these event breakdowns and they help you decide where to spend your time and resources, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comments. Were you also expecting the Venom F5 to return this year? Event overview. The event officially runs from July 3rd until July 12th. That means we only have 9 days to grind everything this Spotlight has to offer. That's a pretty short duration for a Spotlight event, especially one featuring a completely new car. Every single day matters if you're planning to maximize your rewards. One thing I do like is that this Spotlight doesn't come with a dedicated event pass. That's definitely good news because players don't have another pass being pushed on them. The overall structure also reminds me a lot of last year's 4th of July Spotlight. At first glance, it looks very familiar, but once we start digging deeper, you'll quickly notice that some very important things have changed, and, unfortunately, not for the better. Featured cars. Before looking at the event itself, let's check the featured cars because your progress depends entirely on them. This Spotlight only features 2 cars, Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport 4th of July edition as the main featured car, Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 10th anniversary as the second featured car. Now this is actually one positive point. The Mustang RTR Spec 5 isn't a rare car anymore. We've seen it appear in multiple events over the past year, especially in previous Spotlight events. Because of that, a lot of free-to-play players have already unlocked it, and many probably have it fully starred as well. That gives many players a nice advantage going into this event. But if you never manage to unlock it or haven't upgraded it enough, you're definitely going to struggle much more than everyone else. Play section, the biggest disappointment. Now let's move into the play section, and this is where the event immediately starts disappointing me. The blueprint rewards for both featured cars are simply bad. What makes this even more surprising is that if you compare it with last year's event, the difference is huge. Last year, even though the main featured car was the Venom F5, one of the strongest cars in Asphalt Legends, the event was actually much more generous with free blueprints. Not just for the Venom F5, even the support cars received much better blueprint rewards. This year, the featured cars aren't nearly as valuable as last year's lineup, yet the amount of free blueprints has been reduced dramatically. That just doesn't feel rewarding. The good news is that the overall structure remains similar to last year's Spotlight. There isn't any stage-by-stage progression system. If you remember the Avenged Sevenfold Spotlight event, you'll remember how that event forced players through multiple stages, making the grind feel much worse. Thankfully, Gameloft didn't repeat that structure here, so at least that's one positive. There's also one important thing to mention. The event uses a multi-track format instead of a single track. So throughout the competition, you'll be racing across 4 different tracks selected at random. Another thing you'll notice is the 2 infinite packs available inside the event. To farm them efficiently, you'll need to collect both 4-star and 7-star during your runs. Getting the 4-star objective is fairly reasonable. The 7-star objective is a completely different story. Unless you already own these featured cars at a decent star level, reaching those objectives is going to be extremely difficult. If your Mustang RTR Spec 5 isn't well upgraded, expect a much tougher grind. And for the brand new Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport 4th of July edition, you're basically starting with a 1-star car. That makes those objectives challenging for everyone. Touch drive players are going to struggle. Manual drivers won't have an easy time either. Overall, I really don't think the play section is rewarding enough. For such a short event, the blueprint rewards should have been much better. Shop analysis. Now let's check the Spotlight shop. Even without a dedicated event pass, there are still several paid bundles available if you want to spend real money. The Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport blueprints start at around 1,000 Spotlight tokens each. The Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 blueprints cost around 800 Spotlight tokens each. Considering how few blueprints the play section gives you, these prices feel even higher. You can also refresh the shop 4 times by spending blue tokens if you're looking for additional blueprint offers. My recommendation. So here's what I think every free-to-play player should do. Buy every available Spotlight token using credits whenever you can. Then make unlocking the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport 4th of July edition your #1 priority. Nothing else should come first. The event only lasts 9 days. The Corvette requires 30 blueprints just to unlock. No key required. With the current blueprint rewards being so limited, relying only on gameplay probably won't be enough. You'll likely need to purchase blueprints from the shop consistently. And depending on your luck, you may even have to spend a few blue tokens refreshing the shop if your goal is simply unlocking the car before the event ends. Because once I'm looking at the overall structure, I really don't think this is an event worth chasing beyond the unlock. Trying to push much further than that feels like a poor investment, unless you're already planning to spend resources. Final thoughts. At the end of the day, this Spotlight event perfectly matches the feeling of the entire season. It feels like filler content rather than a major celebration. Losing the Venom F5 was already disappointing, and after playing through the event, the reward structure doesn't do much to make up for it. Yes, it's nice that there's no dedicated event pass, and having the Mustang RTR Spec 5 as a support car is helpful for many free-to-play players. But those positives are outweighed by the weak blueprint rewards, the difficult star requirements, the expensive shop prices, and the very short 9-day duration. My advice is simple. Focus on unlocking the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport 4th of July edition, and don't expect much more from this event. Save your resources where you can, avoid unnecessary frustration, and hopefully Gameloft has something much bigger planned for the next season. Maybe we'll even get a surprise Mayhem event before then. For now, all we can do is wait and hope the next update brings back the excitement this season has been missing. That's everything I wanted to cover about the new 4th of July Spotlight event. Let me know what you think about this event, how far you've progressed already, and whether you think Gameloft should have kept the Venom F5 as the featured car. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, Legends. See you on the track.